Hey guys, so here we are in the second video of drawing a realistic eye. So let's just go ahead and jump on in. If you didn't get a chance to see the first one, I highly recommend to watch the first video, and it shows you what I did to get to the step. And in this video we're going to build up our shading, add some value, and at the very end work on our details. So here we go. So I'm using a 2H pencil, which is a hard lead pencil, and I'm just putting shadows using a quick hatching technique. And this is one of the best ways I like to create my values and shading. I use hatching, but at the same time I cross hatch, and by doing so I'm able to create an even tone and filling all these little gaps. So if you don't get the gaps filled in the first hatching, when you cross hatch, you're actually covering up those smaller spaces, and you just kind of switch it up and keep doing it back and forth very lightly, and you're going to end up with an even tone. I'm going to go ahead and create a nicer value for the upper eyelid. And one of the methods I use to shade is how you hold the pencil. I'm holding it this way so I can do this, and this is for general large areas. I'm right-handed, so I tend to go generally in the direction up to the upper right when I first do my hatching. But then I have to switch this way and create some cross-hatching. So when I'm going this way, initially my hand is in this position, and then I switch it up because I want to control the same movement of my hatching. So I'm always going like this, and now I'm going like this. I can already see what I need to fix a little bit. I want to move this eyebrow a little bit higher, so we're going to erase a little bit of this and just kind of move the eyebrow up a little bit. And for this, we're going to use a kneaded eraser. Here I just have a small piece of one. You can actually tear these apart, break them up into smaller chunks if you have to. And they do come in different sizes. Small size, and then there's larger size, and large is too big to use. So I like getting the larger pieces and just breaking those in half. So what I'm doing to erase the brow is I'm creating a wedge shape, because I want to use it like a brush. And I just gently rub it. There's no need to do this. You want to create brush strokes. So when you're erasing, it's almost like you're painting. You want to paint the paper back into your sketch. Okay, and don't worry about these ghost lines. And ghost lines is just a term I refer to when you erase and the lighter lines go away, but the darker ones tend to stay in place. And that's okay, because you can actually work around that. All you need to do is just shade, add more layers of graphite around the ghost areas, and eventually at the very end of your drawing, you can actually fade that away and camouflage it as if it were never there. And that's one of the benefits of drawing with pencil. So now that that's pretty much out of the way here, what I want to do is I want to keep this part because I like that. I want to move this one a little bit higher, like so, and draw in the tail end of her eyebrow up here. So I still have some ghosting in here that I need to get rid of, so just using a very fine edge tip of my kneaded eraser. And just using more pressure to really get that erased. And just layer down a lighter tone of your pencil graphite. Some light hatching will do the trick. Okay. Now I'm gently going to fill in a light tone of her eyebrow. Now when I'm drawing on a table, I tend to move my paper, shift it just a little bit where I need to, and it's okay to do that. You actually want to do that. But since I have the drawing set up on an easel for the video purpose, I'm just keeping it up. It makes it a little bit harder for me to draw some areas when it's up on the easel, but when it's on the table, I'll turn the page. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm switching over to the darker contrast, and I want to create my dark values now, and just so I can know where to find them, because I have a light drawing here, and in order for it to pop out, I'm switching over to the darkest areas, and that's going to help me to find the middle tones. So I'm not going too dark, I'm just going dark enough to know where my darkest shadows are. So again, I'm going to speed up the video, and I'll explain when I'm a little bit more further along. Okay, so here I just worked on some line work, and now that I have it darker, I can go ahead and start doing some shading. And by that, I'm just going to add more layers of graphite and start blending. So we started with our light tones, which are here, and now we have our contrast, which is pretty much just the outline work, enhanced some by going darker. But some of these areas can actually be faded, and if we need to erase to fix some of the values, we can do so with the kneaded eraser. So I'm going to speed up the video again. Okay, so all I did was pretty much added a lot of values and shading to get the blends to look a little better, and I did this all with simply just hatching and cross hatching. I haven't even started to manually blend my pencils yet, and you can do that with a pencil stump, but I tend to use my finger, but I tend to clean my tips after I blend it, so I can just be careful with that. It's okay, you can use your fingers. I know some people will say don't use your fingers, but I've been doing this for years, so that's just a habit that I have. And if I go too much, I switch over to this, and I just go back and forth, erasing, blending and erasing. You can use a piece of tissue, which works, cotton swabs, or a little stump to blend, but I use those for small detail areas. So that's pretty much it for this lesson. In the final video, I'm going to go ahead and add details into the iris and do a little bit of blending.